Hi, welcome to SPA 710, Sport, Revenue, and Finance. My name is Jim Ave, and I am the teacher for this class, and hopefully you have the syllabus in front of you. I'm not going to go over a lot of details on the syllabus, but on the syllabus you'll see my contact information, you'll see my email, phone number there. Best way to contact me is probably we'll start with the Q&A forum in class. If you have questions about the class, I would post your questions there, because more likely if you have a question, other students in the class will have questions. If it's a more personal nature, email me. If you want to talk on the phone, let's set up a time for us to talk. That works best for me. I'm kind of busy and all over the place. And if you do call my cell phone, I do ask that you leave your name and let me know that you're in my class. I typically do not answer my phone if I don't know the number, because I get a lot of those spam kind of phone calls and I just choose not to answer them. I do text, so you can text me. Just tell me who you are again in text. I'm here to help through this class and hope we can learn together during our 6 weeks together during our time together. So as you can see on top of the syllabus, I have this verse or verses from the book of Proverbs. Proverbs is a great book in the Bible that has all sorts of things to say about money. Since this class is going to talk about revenue and finance, which has to do with money, I thought it would be good that in each one of our classes or each one of our weeks in Moodle, I have a verse from Proverbs, and this verse is in our syllabus. So the Proverbs says, "Blessed is the one who finds wisdom, and the one who gets understanding, for the gain from her is better gain from silver, and her profit better than gold." So wisdom is better than money. Wisdom is better than anything that we can have. And earlier in the book of Proverbs, King Solomon says wisdom is understanding and basically having a relationship with God. That's where the beginning of wisdom starts, is the fear of the Lord. So understanding God, having Him in our lives, is more important than anything that we can have. Money, silver, gold, possessions. And we'll see this theme throughout the book of Proverbs in the different verses that I have in our class. So before I talk about more detail about the class, I want to tell you how you can be successful in this class. We've never had a class together. So I want to make sure that I can help you be successful in this class. First thing is an attitude of wanting to learn the material, coming forward with the attitude that you want to learn. You're not just grade focused. So I have that desire that if you come to this class, do the things that you need to do to learn, which we'll talk about throughout this presentation, which is to read the assigned textbook, watch the presentations, do your best and want to learn the material, and the grades will take care of themselves. When I was a graduate student, I went and talked to one of my professors because I was very driven by grades. Told her, I want to get an A in this class. What do I need to do to get an A? She goes, Jim, just want to learn. And if you learn, you can have that desire to learn, the grades will take care of themselves. And that's what I did, and the grades did take care of themselves. If you're not sure what to do, ask questions. That's what I'm here for. Again, as I said earlier, start with the Q&A forum, question and answer forum, because more than likely if you have questions, other students in the class will have the exact same questions. But if that doesn't help, let's set up a time that we can talk about it so I can help you understand what I'm asking for and what we're trying to do in this class. time management is big in this class. It's only a 6-week class, plus you're taking an additional 6-week class. Most of the students in this class have taken 6-week class last session, so you kind of know how compressed the courses are. Just want to encourage you to stay on top of things. Don't get behind things. You'll see in the syllabus that I do not accept late assignments. If it's late, it's a 0. So get your assignments done on time. Make sure if you one of the other things I want to point out, and I may have this on a slide later, is if something happens in your life, we're all adults here. If something bad happens in your life, you get sick or something like that, just communicate that with me. What I don't like, it's an assignment due at 11:55 p.m. on a Sunday, and you email me at 10 o'clock on a Sunday. I've been sick for the last 4 days. Well, why didn't you email me after the second day that you're sick? And then I'll give you the extension. But 10 minutes before an assignment's due, that's not being professional. So let's just treat each other as adults and work with one another. So let's talk about our class. You have a Venn diagram on the screen. So most of you have taken the sports marketing class, and all of you are also taking the sports sales and sponsorship class, and then we're in the sport revenue class. As you can see with the Venn diagram, there's a lot of overlap that's being represented there on the 3 circles. There is going to be quite a bit of overlap between the sports sales and sponsorship class and the sport revenue and finance class. It's not a bad thing that we have a lot of overlap when it comes to these topics. But just realize that at the beginning of this class that some of the things you're going to be learning in the sports sales and sponsorship class is going to be similar to the information in the sports revenue and finance class, because one side, the sports sales and sponsorship, is how to sell tickets and get sponsorships, which generates revenue and finance. So there's going to be overlap there. So I think by the time you're done in this 6-week course, you're going to have a really good understanding of how to generate revenue and finance, how to do sales and get sponsorships, which is linked back to your marketing, because all that is also linked into sports marketing too. So just have an understanding that there is a lot of overlap between these 3 courses. So with that in mind, what topics are addressed in our class? Obviously, revenue and finance. Generation is the key topics that are addressed in this class. Now, how this class is set up is you're going to read assigned material in your textbook, and there are quite a bit of presentations. Now, you'll hear a different person doing the presentation, and the person who you will hear is John McMillan, Dr. John McMillan, which some of you have had classes with. Dr. McMillan started the development process for this class, and for multiple reasons he was not able to complete this course. He got all the presentations done, and so I'm the person who's going to teach or oversee the class, but John has provided a lot of great presentations, and I expect you to watch or listen to those presentations in the course. I think there's 8 big giant presentations that have been chopped up into smaller presentations. So please watch those presentations and read your textbook, because the tests that you'll do, the exams, are based on the presentations and the reading. We'll also have devotionals in this class. I'm using Francis Chan's Crazy Love videos for our devotionals. You'll see that I have 1 or 2, some weeks maybe 3 videos that are condensed versions from the text. He wrote a book called Crazy Love. Maybe some of you read it. They're about 8 or 10 minutes each video, and then I'm asking you to, in the forum, post some personal and uh, uh, professional applications from the devotionals, and then to provide one or two open-ended questions that you had about the devotionals as you're listening to them. Now, an open-ended question is a question that cannot be answered with a yes or no response. So it has to, students have to have a larger response other than yes or no. Okay, and then you'll read and respond to two other students' posts. So while I'm talking about it, let's go ahead and talk about our assignments. So we have the forms, which are going to be the Crazy Love devotional forms. You have a couple other forms in the first part of the class that are linked back to the lectures. So I'm not going to go into detail on those forms, but they have that. You notice on the Crazy Love forms, those are due Friday nights, and then the other forms are typically due on Sundays. Then you'll respond to other students in class for the devotionals. Those responses are due by Sunday, whereas the other forms, the initial response is due on a Sunday. Then you have until the next Wednesday to respond back to the students. I think there's probably about 4 or 5 forms other than the devotional forms in our class. You will have 3 total exams. You have an exam in week 2, week 4, and week 6. The week 6 is the final exam, which is a cumulative, I have a hard time with that word, final exam. There is a time limit, so pay attention to your time limit on your 3 exams. They got to be done before that time ends. There's no extensions. And remember, late assignments are not accepted. Then you have your signature assignment, which is a sports revenue paper. In this paper, you're going to pick a particular revenue or finance topic of your choice, something that you're interested in. And I have in week 1, I ask you to pick that topic early. What I would suggest to do is scroll through the book or look through the book, find a topic that's of interest to you, because we know that if you're interested in a topic, you're going to be more motivated in doing the assignment. Then you're going to you're going to provide some background information about that particular topic using 10 additional references, peer-reviewed journal articles or textbooks, and explain how this revenue topic or finance topic is applicable to you. And there's more details in the syllabus. I'm not going to go a lot of details on this, but this is a pretty significant assignment. I'd start working on that now. That's why I'm asking you to pick your topic in week 1. And I'll continually remind you to work on this sports revenue paper. Some course requirements. As I said earlier, submit assignments on time. Late assignments will not be accepted. Follow the directions. If you have any questions, always ask. I try to put details in the assignments. If you're not clear, just ask. I am a bit anal when it comes to formatting. Please follow APA. I have provided other detailed information about margins and all that type of stuff. Please follow the formatting. With forums, first with the devotional forums, there can be some controversial topics that maybe you're uncomfortable with. Let's treat each other with respect and kindness. Even if you disagree with somebody, it doesn't mean you can still be nice and kind when you're doing that. Just because you disagree with somebody doesn't mean you don't like them. That's one of the things I don't understand about our current society, is that if you don't agree with somebody, you're a hater. I don't tend to believe that. We can agree to disagree and do that with respect. And that's true of any of the form assignments, but especially with devotionals. Also, with the form assignments, you'll see that especially in one of the form assignments, you're required to find additional resources to support your thoughts. So I call this evidence-based academics, that you should support what you're writing, regardless if it's in a form or a paper, with references, because we need to know what the experts say about things, and they should support what you're writing. And at this point in the program, all of you are at the end of your program, except one or two students in this class. I expect you to know how to correctly cite papers, or correctly cite journal articles, textbooks, resources in a paper following APA, and how to format that paper following APA. Check your email on pretty regularly. I assume that all of you do that, because that's how I'll give some feedback to students. If I have announcements to make to all students, I'll do that in the course announcements, which will be sent to your email. One thing I didn't say about the forms is that I will not grade the forms until they're done or closed. I'll read what everybody is posting. I typically do not respond in the forms unless I need to correct incorrect information. And if I'm seeing a lot of incorrect information, that's when I'll post just a general course announcement to all students. But I also will provide feedback to all students through our course announcement, and that'll go to your email. So that's why I say check your email. If I give you feedback on your papers, which if we don't have too many papers in this class other than the last paper, the sports revenue paper, but when I do give you feedback, I do expect you to read it and make any kind of changes that I provide you with that feedback. If you're not sure, ask questions. That's why I have in this. If you have questions, please ask. I'm here to help. I'm here to help facilitate this class, and hopefully by the end of the 6 weeks in our time together, and for some of you, these are your last 2 classes in the graduate program. The only thing left to do for you is take your comprehensive exams. I ask that you get clarification. Ask if you need help.